Hi, Chris. Hi, Cole. Just wanted to send my presentation for some quick feedback, if I may. Further to last week's progress, I guess I've tried to develop my narrative and show the basic intentions behind the moves in the architecture, I guess, that I'm presenting. Through the research of McBride and Moore, where they looked at the students' needs and their surveys and transferred those needs into how they can be addressed through spaces created. Just wanted to show how I'm working on my design addressing and how it will be making these differences in the response that I'm aiming for. So what I've looked at basically is basic geometry that I've started, and I've done previous sketches that got to this point, forming of the geometry into voids, division of the levels and masses, and then the push and pull and creation of moments. I'll go through more details on how and why I've done this through the drawings that I've in the next couple of pages. But this first page, I guess, gives you an overall sense of the building's scale and size, how it works. I've got the 4 approaches happening in the building to a central courtyard. 2 of the approaches are undercover, or the alleyways are undercover, and there's a reason why I've done that and how I've done that. Also, there's 4 rooftop spaces that are accessible because each side of the building is like almost a block, even though these 3 sides do link up on 1 or 2 of the levels, but they are available for people to use in separate spaces, and they provide obviously different zones that you can use during different times of the day or different weather patterns, and if it's winter or summer or morning or night, you might get the better option. But also the design allows for a lot of outdoor balcony spaces that are both accessible privately and as a whole to the people using the spaces, which I'll show in the next page in the plans. And again, with the internal moments that I've got showing here, most of the levels have their own little area that can be used and enjoyed by its occupants, and create that sense of ownership and belonging. I guess the one thing that we know is that the first, as the researchers led me to understand, is this is probably the first time that students are away from their families and their normal day-to-day life that they've grown up with, probably for 15 to 20 years, and that sense of isolation inclusivity is what I'm trying to address. The sense of ownership and belonging, which links back to my phase 1. So what I've done is I'm looking at basically doing this for all the levels. I've done it at the moment for ground level and level 1. It took me a while to figure out how to get these done, so hopefully I'll have the rest of them done in the next couple of days, and then I can do my storyboarding, which I sort of have a draft, but not on here to present, I guess. Basically, there's research that I got from McBride and Moore. I needed the spaces such as central courtyards and rooftop gardens, little nooks in areas that people can connect, and I can address some of these issues. So I'll go through the lower level. Again, just to start, the green dashed lines is the level 1 above. Red dashed lines is level 3 above, and blue dashed lines is level 6 above. So these are the green ones, and why they're there. So, and that's the red ones, and red one and the blue one. What I've got on the lower floors, I've got the shopping area, a cafe, gym, and a multi-purpose zone that can be used. And why I've placed them where they are, and how they are. I've placed the multi-purpose zone closer to the center of the building because it needed to be a bit more of a part of a building that belongs to the students, whereas the cafe, possibly the gym and the shop, can be accessed by others from outside. Although the cafe has its own internal area as well. That um, if you're not part of the students, you wouldn't really walk into this area. You could, but it's a separated space. It's a semi-private space. So one of the things that I've addressed is the central courtyard, which is an area that you can have celebrations and relax, chill out, display things. This part of the building, I've got a few students living together. So what I've tried to address is one of the things that we kept mentioning is how do we have the students show ownership and responsibility, especially when it comes to communal spaces. So the way I've had a look at that is I've got, instead of having a large communal kitchen and eating area, etc., I've got spaces that belong to the 5 to 6 or 10 rooms on a floor that's just got a little nook, a place where they can lounge and chill out, where they can just warm up a sandwich and cook a small meal, basically with the family that they belong to, because this really becomes like a almost like an American style sorority area where you belong to this. It's very hard to get everyone to connect, like have 250 students in a complex to connect, but you can always connect 10 or 15 students that are on the same level. So I've done this throughout all the levels, where it's accessible, and it belongs to these 4 or 5, so it's easier for them to take responsibility for it, have a sense of ownership, and at the same time it's small enough to feel comfortable and just walk out and use it, instead of confining yourself to your room and blocking yourself out. And again, I've got the little study areas, study nooks, even though the rooms themselves do have space to study, and but in order to collaborate and um, be in contact with others, you can walk out and have a chat with Michael or John, whoever lives on the same floor as you, and do some work together, and be far away enough to have some peace and quiet. The porch, again, is a semi-private area that people can access on the ground floor, but it still kind of belongs to this group of people, and they've got access through it. So the ones that I've got direct access, but the rest of the rooms and people will have access to it through their lounge and kitchen area. Which leads me to this side. I've kept this side for the accessible rooms. The building does need to have some accessible rooms, and obviously, again, they've got their own little lounge area and study nook that's covered in this one slightly, just because they might need a bit more privacy. They might need things to be louder or quieter, etc. So the reason I've got this, for example, this covered top alleyway, which gets covered by the building, the red line, level 3. It gives them a very protected area and that they can use and enjoy and sit and relax. And it's the same with this side. The other thing I've chosen this side of the building for is the quick access to the shops. And again, this part of it is covered by the green level, which is level 1 above this building, which uh, gives them that protection from the weather. In these rooms have access as well, both from internal and external, and the external is protected and shaded by the level 6 above. So these bends and curves all have a reasonable purpose. And in this area is the green zone. The level 1 is giving it a balcony, a shaded area that can be used for people to sit and relax while having a cup of coffee and enjoying themselves. So I think I've covered everything in that slide. I've got the 4 approaches. 2 of the approaches are covered, and then 2 of them are not. Level 2 is a few more areas to have a look at. Again, every building, every part of the building is a group of or a family that lives together. They've got their own study nooks or areas that they can self-study or collaborate. They've got the lounge to chill out with and enjoy the company of the rest of the group in that area. But they've also got things like the building below is creating a summer balcony for them, for example, that they can enjoy. Some of them again have direct access, but everybody has access through the lounge and kitchen area to the balcony. And you got the winter balcony on this side where it's a bit more covered, and everybody has access to that as well, that they can use and enjoy what's happening down below in the central courtyard. There's an event happening or anything like that. It's the same with the rest of the building, where they've got their own lounge area and balcony area and study area. This part of the building, because it's a little bit larger and it's become one part. So this is the covered side alleyway below that people would be able to access through. It's got, because of its size, it's got a few more kitchen and lounge areas that sort of, this area would belong to, maybe about 8 of these rooms, and then you've got another one that belongs to another 4 or 5 of them, and you've got another one that belongs to another 4 or 5. So it really gives them that sense of ownership, that this is their area. It's still accessible by all, but it is their area, and they need to take care of it and enjoy it. So private access on some of these places, but most of them, not most of them, sorry, all of them have access through their lounge area to walk out and enjoy the views or enjoy the morning sun or evening lights. Study nooks, study areas, collaboration spaces, just little spaces provided that people can come out of their rooms, either sit there and make some toast and eat it, or sit there and do some studies. Internal courtyard balconies. This one has got an access for everyone as well, just to make sure that nobody misses out on outdoor space. And so I'm planning to do the exact same sort of split for the next 3-4 levels, and obviously those levels will have a bit more, and then where they'll have outdoor gardens and everything else that I need to detail and how they work. And basically that's where I'm at. Hopefully it makes sense, and I'll have some feedback if I could. That'd be great. Thank you very much.